Let's try. There we go. All right, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for those joining us live today. And if you're catching the replay, make sure that you let us know that you are on the replay, and we would love to connect with you. So Suki and I are doing these Let's Talk supplements calls every month. And we pick a different product each month that we want to talk about, a different thing that we want to talk about. And honestly, when we kind of sat down and pooled our resources, the one thing that kept coming up was the women in our circles are like, I'm so tired. I don't have energy, but it's not that I'm not sleeping energy. It's this weird like, ugh, I'm not feeling it. So we both decided that the best thing to talk about for tonight would be talking about how to build your energy naturally without, overdosing on 3 or 4 pots of coffee every single day. So that's what we're talking about today. We are going to be talking about these little guys right here. And I just said before we hit the record that I've used these probably like, I don't know, years, right? Like decades. And I think you too, right, Suki? You've been on these for a couple of years, taking these. I love these so much, but I never fully nerded out on the ingredients like I did preparing for this call. And I just gotta say, guys, these ingredients in here are next level. I did not know how amazing they are. So I'm really excited to share that with you. Um, Also, I do have a cold, so I'm trying really hard not to like sound horrible, but it's probably gonna happen. So I'm sorry about that. But anyways, remember that you can check in the chat. If you're joining us live here, please make sure to check in the chat. If you have questions at all, you can drop them in there as we're going through. Either Suki or I will definitely take a second to stop and answer them for you. And hi, Trish from Barrie, Ontario. Yeah, introduce yourselves. Let us know where you're coming in from, whether you've tried the fizz or not. And if you're like 99% of us who are like, why do I have so much fatigue? So let us know. But we're really glad that you guys are here. Excuse me, that you're checking in. And let's get right into it. Um, let's start right. I'm just going to pull up my notes so that I have all the really cool information to share with you guys. One second here. Suki, I'd love for you to share. So I shared that I've been taking these, I've been using Energy Fizz, yeah, for at least 10 years now. That makes me feel old that I've been but I'd love for you to share your story a little bit about the Energy Fizz.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was introduced to Arbonne Fizz like probably 15 years ago. I actually remember going to an Arbonne party years ago and trying the Fizz, and it's always been like something that people have, I've always heard about the Fizz. Someone I know always is loving it. And so I picked up a box here and there, and I really liked it in the afternoon as a pick-me-up, just to replace my coffee. I really do did enjoy my morning coffee, but my morning coffee did not love me back. It was just wreaking havoc on my guts. And so I recently decided to switch my morning coffee to my fizz and my greens. And it's funny because I actually have more energy with the fizz than coffee ever gave me. Because coffee, I feel like just gave me a spike and then I just crashed and then I felt like utter garbage in the afternoon. And then I needed something in the afternoon to like help me feel better. But then I even coffee wasn't helping and I feel like I was trying to get like sugar to help spike me or something to like lift my energy in the afternoon. And coffee was, yeah, just not cutting it. So I really like the fizz. Sometimes in the afternoon I need it depending on the day, but mostly just replacing my morning coffee with this has been great. And I'm not saying I don't drink coffee at all anymore. Like I still do enjoy the odd cup of coffee every now and again, but anyways, it just doesn't agree with me. But the fizz has been amazing. The flavors are delicious. I've tried the peach mango, love that one. The melon, I don't think the melon is out anymore, but
No.
the honeydew melon was delicious. Blueberry, passion fruit.
Hmm.
Orange is my absolute favorite right now. I'm not
Oh
usually
yeah.
an orange girl, but the orange mixed with the greens is like
Hmm.
so good.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely loving the energy that it's giving me. It's been a total game changer.
That's awesome. Yeah, Trish agrees that the afternoon pick me up is the best. And she uses it as a morning boost, especially when she's sick. Yes. Okay. I want to say that because I have been unwell for the last like 5 days. It's been kicking my butt, but I still am doing my greens and my energy fizz first thing in the morning. And it's weird because normally when I'm sick, I don't want to do nothing. I actually have had the energy to do things while being sick, like which is weird, right? That's strange. So I'm saying that this is the energy fizz that's been helping me 100%. Um, and the coffee, yes. So coffee, we're gonna dig into that a little bit. But I'd love to know before we really dig in, either raise your hands or throw in the chat, um, how how many of you use coffee to wake up, coffee to focus, or coffee to survive the afternoon slump? Okay, I was all three of these. I'm not gonna lie. I was all three. Carrie says, I love the tart cherry that was out in the fall winter and I want it back. Yes, I have heard rumors about the tart cherry. It is so delicious. I hid those ones so that I could have them like sporadically throughout the year because they're so good. Um, Let's see, what is oh yeah, Carrie hates coffee. I know, Carrie. I know you hate coffee. We've had that discussion before. Trish, nope, one coffee in the morning, and for me, that's just for the taste. Yeah, so I love the taste of coffee too. I absolutely think it's the best thing ever, but it does not love me. Desiree, I did, but have been cutting back the past couple days. I realized coffee. Oh my gosh, the anxiety. So Suki and I both have had this conversation. The anxiety that's come from coffee is crazy. So we are on board with you on that one, Desiree. For sure. Yeah. Some people just don't like coffee. You're a tea girl though, Carrie, so I totally get it. Okay. So sometimes, we grab for the that energy boost. It's like 3 p.m. You're sitting there, you're like, I am so exhausted. I'm anxious. Like there's all these weird things happening. What is going on, right? So that can be, especially if you are a big coffee drinker, that can be from the spike in the caffeine from the coffee. But if you're like us and you're starting to switch away from that or you're not a coffee drinker, then that's awesome. No judgment here. Trust me, this is a no judgment zone. If you like your coffee, go for it. If you don't, if go for it too. Absolutely not the space for judgment. But I want to talk about these supplements. And the reason why I really love, well, both Suki and I really love talking about the supplements and doing these classes is because most people take supplements without actually understanding fully what's inside of them. I shared that I've been taking these for like 10 years. I knew the ingredients and I knew how awesome the ingredients were. But I didn't know how awesome the ingredients were until I nerded out the last couple days preparing for this class. So tonight we are going to do something different. We are going to break down the energy fizz. We're going to go ingredient by ingredient. We're going to talk about what each ingredient actually is doing inside your body so that you can actually understand how amazing taking the right support systems for your body can be. Okay. So here is something that most people don't realize. When you're feeling tired, it's not always just about your sleep. Energy is actually created inside of our cells. So go back to like grade 8 science. Do you remember the mitochondria and learning about ATP and the cellular processes and all that kind of cool stuff? Well, energy is created inside of our cells. So if you think of every cell in your body like a tiny little battery, there's they have inside of them that tiny little battery is called sorry, I'm speaking your language. Good. I'm a nerd, so buckle up. Um, if every little tiny little mitochondria in your cells, these are the batteries of your body, okay? The mitochondria are basically your power plants. They produce the energy for your body, for every single cell in your body. Every single tiny little cell has one of these guys in it, okay? So if any of these systems are struggling, if the mitochondria are not getting the energy they need, this leads to things like our brain fog, our fatigue, poor focus, right? How many times, especially in midlife, perimenopause, menopause ladies, have we walked into a room, damn it, why am I here? Right? I used to do this all the time. Also a little bit of ADHD, but I used to do this all the time. And you can also, if your mitochondria are not getting the energy they need, you also have low motivation and slow metabolism, right? How many times have you been told that your metabolism is because, you're eating the wrong things or there's all these different resources out there about your metabolism, but it really boils down to how are your mitochondria functioning? Are they functioning well? So, what we really want to do is support those systems. We need to make sure that the mitochondria are happy little batteries that are fully charged and making lots of energy. So, quick question for everyone. What time of day do you feel most tired or do you get a slump? So, drop it in the chat. It can be morning, afternoon, evening, whatever. Whatever time of day. For me, it used to be the morning. I would wake up exhausted. That was mine. Mine was morning all the time. Early evening, Desiree. Yeah. Do you find like you're just crashing out, like dinner hits and then you're done, you have to go? Lorraine says early to mid afternoon. Suki around 2 to 3. Yeah. Okay. So we usually get, everybody's bodies are a little different, but a lot of us are experiencing this slump in our days. Sorry. Trish was early evening. Desiree is morning. Oh, the light. Yes. So that this time change thing really messed up. Really messed me up. And Carrie says, morning, wake up, not rested and refreshed even after having a good sleep. Yeah, right. The sleep scores. Mine recently told me I'm like the bear, like the best sleep ever, and I'm like, that's bullshit. That is not true. Anyways, so yeah, we all have these different times of day when we kind of hit a slump or we get tired, right? So I want to go through why making sure that you're adding something like this into your system. Um, the thing is, we also want to remember that we want to be consistent, right? We don't want to be being like one day I'm on it, the next day I'm not. Being consistent, and if you can, being consistent with your timing, the rhythm of that actually helps your body to understand and to know, like, I'm going to get this energy every morning. So I'm prepared for it. I'm ready. And after a while, your body starts to function really well within that system. So we're going to go through each of the ingredients. And like I said, if you guys have any questions at all, please just pop them in the chat. Suki's watching the chat too, so she can help me really make sure that we're answering those questions. Yes, timing and consistency is key. Yeah, 90 days. That is the sweet spot. We used to always hear 21 days, right? 21 days to make a habit, to break a habit. But the thing is our cells need longer than that. So if we're looking at deep regeneration, we need longer than that. Trish is a smarty pants. I love having her around. If you want a girl's girl, someone that really like cheers you on and loves you, have Trish on your side. All right. So we're going to go through each of the ingredients. The first one I want to talk about is the ginseng or ginseng, however you want to say it. This is actually an herb. It has been used in traditional medicine for like millions of years. Okay, this is one of the most studied herbs, and that we have from Chinese medicine. It has been known to help with fatigue, with endurance, mental performance, stress resilience. This is a big one, stress resilience, because guess what? Life is real. We're going to have stress all the time. So, how do we make bodies that are resilient to falling into the stress patterns, right? So think of ginseng as the friend that shows up when your body is overwhelmed and says, okay, girl, we're going to stabilize here. Okay. So that's kind of what ginseng does. It is also part of the adaptogenics family. So it helps your body adapt to the things that it is going through. Okay. So that is a really important key. It doesn't we're not here to be like, hey, life is going to turn into rainbows and butterflies. No, sometimes that's not true. So we need stuff that supports us when life isn't rainbows and butterflies. Okay. The second ingredient that's in here is one that you guys probably have heard so much about, coenzyme Q10. Okay. So CoQ10. This is a really cool one. I really like CoQ10. I have studied this for a lot of years because I had a brain injury in 2018, and I've been taking CoQ10 in some capacity since then because of how amazing it is for us. Okay. So you may have also seen this in our skincare products. This is in a lot of our skincare products. But why are we taking it internally, right? Well, CoQ10 actually works on our cellular level. So think down to that little mitochondria guy, okay? If if you're using it in skincare, it actually helps support your cellular repair and the energy production within the cells. That's why it brings your skin plumper, it brings energy back to your skin. But when you're taking it internally, like I said, it actually goes in deep into the mitochondria of each and every cell, which is our little power plants, which need this energy to be more effective. And what it's doing in the mitochondria is it's actually helping the mitochondria be more efficient, right? So it's helping the mitochondria actually use the energy, the ATP production that it needs at at an efficient rate as opposed to working harder. It's so that what's that saying? Work smarter, not harder, right? So that's what CoQ10 is doing in that little battery. And when we do that, we actually are getting better energy production, which means we feel better, right? So if you've have you ever seen CoQ10 in your skincare? Like how many of us have used CoQ10 skincare products? It is an amazing one that definitely over a period of time you notice a huge change. Yeah, so we've seen this before, right? Okay. And so the next one, I am gonna say this wrong, and I have been trying really hard to remember how to say this right. Guarana. So it's Guarana. Okay. You might want to put that in Google Chat and just make sure that you're saying it right because I know I'm not. I'm butchering it. But it is a natural plant source of caffeine. Okay. The interesting thing about this is that it is a slow absorbing caffeine. So when you take this in your body, it's going to have a lasting effect. It's really slow. It takes a longer time to initiate anything within the body, and you're never going to get that spike of, instant high caffeinated beverages, and it's going to give you a smoother energy. That's why that one is in there, that caffeine source. And then we also have a little bit of caffeine from green tea. So when you combine these two together, the one energy stick has 55 micrograms of natural caffeine. Okay. Compare that to a normal cup of coffee. So I say normal cup of coffee, but how many of y'all have cups of coffee that are this freaking big? This freaking big, right? We all do it. So a normal cup of coffee is 95 milligrams of caffeine, of instant hitting caffeine. So the caffeine that's in coffee hits you like that and goes right into your system. That's why we get jittery. That's why we have spikes up and down. So if you're if you're one of the people that is having a Yeti-sized cup of coffee, can you only imagine how many grams of coffee or caffeine is in that one compared to, right? So the 55 micrograms is a nice little bit of caffeine. Caffeine is not our enemy when taken properly, okay? So this gives you that gentle boost. It's going to help you to feel a little bit more energized, but it's not going to push your nervous system into overdrive or create that extra stimulated feeling. And then the next ingredient, which I honestly, I'm going to be totally honest, I didn't realize this was in our Energy Fizz. So when I was reading and double checking things today or the other day for the call, I was like, no freaking way. So this is an amino acid. It's called taurine, and it helps support our hydration, our muscle endurance, and our nervous system balance. Okay. The reason why I was kind of blown away because this ingredient they put in high ticket sports drinks and really those really high end supplement and supports for athletes when they need to make sure that their muscle endurance is on point, right? So this is something that we would look for when I was working with my running clients. We would look for these kind of things for the muscle endurance so they could do the marathon. So I was really blown away that this is in here. Really happy about it. But if you've ever, if you've ever needed that extra little bit of physical performance, this is going to help so much. That's why I love that, this helps you get through the day. So many different benefits. The next thing, like guys, that it's literally this big, and how many amazing things are in here? I'm like, the next and the next. Um, so, yes, so Trish, yeah, a natural stimulant is better than a chemical design stimulant every time, every time. And a lot of our coffees are actually over processed and contain molds. So that's a big reason why a lot of people have problems with them. A natural coffee from like right out the ground and roasted is completely different. All right, B vitamins. B vitamins, guys, B vitamins. How many of you been told you need to take B vitamins? Right? How many of you been told eat more steak, get your B vitamins? Um, I love steak so much. We got Carrie will laugh. I was talking about this on my group coaching call the other day because, like a size of your palm is supposed to be a steak, and I can eat so much steak. Like my steaks are like this freaking big because I absolutely love my steaks and I need my B vitamins. And yes, Trish, they are so incredibly important, especially for us as women. Even more so if you still have a cycle, if you're still having a bleed, even more so, okay? They're still extremely important for all women, but when you have your bleed, you're losing a lot of B vitamins, okay? So this formula actually includes a blend of a couple different B vitamins. So B vitamins are that energy source that we've been told for years, right? Take them. But did you know that they actually boost your metabolism? So there's that. Yeah, I love a big steak. Yeah, you have cows, Carrie. I'm jealous of you. So B vitamins are so important for our metabolism. So your body literally uses B vitamins to convert the food that you're eating into energy. So can you imagine you're eating all these amazing, great for you foods, but your body is lacking B vitamins. So you're literally just pooping out hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of groceries because your body is not absorbing and taking the nutrition out of that food, right? Turning that food into the energy that you need. So without your B vitamins, your system is going to slow down, your metabolism is going to slow down, and you're going to see shifts in how your energy is going. That's why, or excuse me, I got the hiccups again. Every time I have a conversation on Zoom, I get the hiccup. It's horrible. That's why B12 is often associated with our energy and focus, right? I remember being a teenage girl being told the whole reason why I couldn't sit still in class was because I needed more B12. I used to take those gigantic horse pills of B12 3 times a day because I couldn't, because I was told that that would make me focus. It actually didn't. I don't think I was absorbing them. I take B12 as an oral drop. Yeah, B12 is really, really important for us as women, especially. And then the next ingredient, this one you guys might not be as aware of. We don't talk about it as much, but it is a huge thing if you are somebody that has insulin resistance, blood sugars up and down all over the place. If you are somebody that is constantly craving sugars or sweets, this ingredient is so incredibly detrimental for your health with that. So B12 may not be absorbed if you don't eat the right foods with it. Correct. You do need the proper supports. That's why I absolutely love adding my Energy Fizz in with my greens because you will then compound those two together and you will get what you need to bring the B vitamins into your body. So that is a really good point, Trish. Thanks for that. Chromium. We're going to talk about chromium. Have you ever heard of chromium? And I know it sounds like a robot, but it's not. Chromium is a mineral that helps our bodies balance blood sugar. Okay. If you are somebody that is having issues with blood sugar, the chromium is an amazing supplement to take to make sure that you're leveling that out. Okay. This is also a huge one for energy. When your blood sugar spikes and then crashes, this also spikes and crashes your energy, right? So I want you to think of chromium as that kind of like that bridge that's going to build so that you're not going like this with your energy and your blood sugars. It's going to help bridge that and bring you smoothly along. Okay. So that is what is in our Energy Fizz. And um, I would love to know, and I'm curious, has anyone ever experienced that, that mid-afternoon crash and then you're just like, I have to have a nap. If I don't have a nap, I don't know how I'm gonna cope. Has anyone ever had that? I know I have. I know when I worked at Good Life, there was many days when I closed my office door and put my head on the desk at like 3 o'clock because I was not making it through. Um, Desiree, yes. Yeah, right? So one of the awesome things, this one package, okay? So when you buy, you get a box like this. This is the our passion fruit. You get 30 sticks in a box, okay? It works out to about $2, I think. It was about $2 a beverage. So for comparison, the healthy version of like energy drinks, the Monster, not the but the healthy guys, the I can't remember what they're called right now. They're 3.75 a drink, even at Costco, okay? This is about $2. Um, you should test your blood sugars with a Libra. I should. I should actually watch that. Or see that. So this simply, you take this package, you open it. I'm not going to mix one right now because if I have one right now, I am not going to sleep and I'm not wasting my beautiful strawberry Energy Fizz. Sorry, guys, I'm not wasting it. But it's this in your water. That's it. 250 mils of water at least. Um, One thing that I will say is if you have it like, don't fill your bottle to the top and then drop this in and then shake it up because it is fizzy. There's citric acid in it. It will whoosh everywhere. So please don't do that. I've learned from experience. Um, Definitely don't do that. But it's that simple, right? A lot of us use it with our greens in the morning, like I said, about how helping everything absorb properly. And it's a really easy way to get your vitamins, your minerals, and everything in for your entire day without having to take giant horse pills or anything like that, right? So how most people use the fizz is in the morning before coffee or instead of coffee. I actually have a couple clients that were coffeeaholics. Recently started with the greens. About 2 weeks into doing the greens and the energy fizz together, they messaged me and they were like, you know what? I don't even want my coffee anymore. I don't need it. I'm not craving it. I can get up. I have energy, right? Another great time to take a fizz is before a workout. We talked about how it helps with endurance and muscle. So that is a great time. What I like to do is I build my morning drink. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen every morning I build my morning drink. I do that about 9 o'clock and then I work out at 10. And I notice that when I don't have that, the workouts feel harder. Okay. So during an afternoon slump, if you are having an afternoon slump, I guarantee you pop one of these in your water, it's going to go away. You're going to feel amazing. The other time I use it on long drives. Okay. You want a boost of energy, but you don't want the coffee poops because you don't know where you're going to be able to stop for a bathroom. Guys, this is it. This is what you want to do, okay? We had a couple boxes of these in the center console and we drove across from Ontario out west here, and we went through them like crazy, just keeping ourselves awake. And then those crack of stupid flight times. Yes. Desiree says I drive to Halifax all the time to visit family. It can be tricky sometimes balancing coffee. Yeah, can you like I don't know about you, but when I'm driving and if I have too much coffee when I'm driving, I really need to use the toilet. I don't know. I think it's the nerves of driving so much, but like this won't do that to you. You'll just feel nice energy and you can put it in a smaller amount of water so that you're not having to go pee as much either, which is a real bonus. Um, I will take an extra one on those days where I have had a really terrible sleep and, but life is still at my door thinking you need to get out your bed and function. So I will add an extra one of those into my day for that as well. Um, okay. So if you had to pick one time in the morning, you only get one energy fizz a day. What would be the time of day that you would use your energy fizz? I think mine would be morning. Drop it in the chat. When would you? Morning for Suki. Yeah, definitely. Definitely for me. First thing in the morning. Yeah. I think that's the best. Personally, like you want to get going, right? You want your day to start. All right. Lorraine says mid to late morning. Yeah. Morning in my smoothie. Yes, Carrie's an avid fizz lover too. Morning in the smoothie with greens energy and protein. That combo is so good. That's what I have when I don't feel like making breakfast. All right. Okay, so I just want to say, like any supplement, not everything is for everybody, okay? I have yet to come across anybody that this fizz has been not a good thing for, but obviously if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, this is something that you need to be aware of. You want to know what you're taking, as is anything when you're in that phase of life. If you're extremely sensitive to caffeine, start with half. And go from there and see how you're feeling. Also, if you're taking certain medications, there are certain things that you shouldn't have with other things. But that's just a simple conversation, like letting us know. We can help you do that, or even your pharmacist. I had a client take her package of fizz into the pharmacist, her fizz and her greens, because she wanted to double check that there was no interactions. The pharmacist looked everything up and he was like, no, you're good to go. This is an amazing product. So that was really good. Um, and I always want to make sure that you guys understand that it's not magic, but with consistency, like we talked about that 90 days consistency, it doesn't take that long to start feeling the changes, but you definitely will notice a massive difference at the 90-day part of your body when you get to that part. And What it does is it is creating some support systems for your body that is going to help your body create energy, right? As opposed to dosing your body with synthetic energy and asking it to use it, right? So, which is why people are noticing there's so many women, especially in our circles right now and in our team, that are blown away at how their focus is better. They have less fatigue. The constant energy all day has been a real game changer for a lot of them. So, if you could wave your wand right now and fix one thing about your energy levels, what would that be for you? Would it be the better morning wake up? Would it be that there's no more afternoon crash? Would it be you have better focus during the day? For me, it would be all three. Although I don't have afternoon crashes anymore. I can't say I remember even being sick, I didn't have an afternoon crash. So that was pretty cool. Yes, Trish says, and it helps so many other things when your metabolism is working with the energy. 100%. Lorraine, yes to all of those. Sustain energy throughout the day, which I now have. Yeah, yeah. I've noticed that for you too. Okay. So, if you have not tried the Energy Fizz yet, um, feeling refreshed after sleeping, it doesn't matter how many hours. I still feel like shit. Yeah, we need to talk about that one. I think, Karen, we need to have a one-to-one chat on that one. But okay. So if anybody hasn't tried the Energy Fizz yet, and you're curious about the Energy Fizz or building a full hormone sleep routine or support routine, I'm happy to walk you through any of the options that we have. Just reach out to me after the class. Or if Suki was the one who invited you, please make sure to reach out to her or the person who invited you. Make sure that you reach out with them. And what I'll have you do is we'll have you fill in a really quick 2-minute survey. This is going to help us make sure that we're making the best recommendations and offering you the best help possible. So I'd love to know, is there anybody that hasn't tried the fizz yet? I'm looking at the names and I feel like everybody has. I think we're all good. Oh, you haven't, Desiree. Okay. We need to get you some fizz. Um, you're not gonna not love it. The other really cool thing. Oh, Lorraine, I thought you had some, Lorraine. I'm so sorry. I thought you had some. Okay, the other really cool thing that Suki and I are doing is we are actually running a week, not a week. It is a week long, right? It's a week long. Okay. So Suki, I'm gonna let you talk about that because we are doing a really cool thing coming up in the next little bit here.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so we are running a 7-day energy reset, and it is amazing. It's an amazing week that is going to talk about just natural ways to reboot your energy. So, everybody who attends this will be purchasing a box of Fizz or Fizz and Green Synergy or Fizz Green Synergy and our Intercom, which is another amazing product that we've talked about in a past masterclass. Um, because we really want you to reboot your energy using these products because these are going to help you with feeling better. So during the week, we're going to talk about gut health. We're going to talk about movement. We're going to talk about proper sleep hygiene. And we're going to talk about what else did we talk about last time? Nutrition.
Yeah.
So lots of great things that we're going to cover over the week, and everybody just has fun sharing their a picture of their drink for the day and sharing how they're feeling. And at the end of the week, we ran one 2 weeks ago, I think it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And at the end of the week, every single woman has noticed that they had felt so much better already and didn't have that afternoon crash. Most women were drinking their fizz in the morning, so it saved them from that extra cup of coffee, which was really, really great. So yeah, if you want to be part of that, let us know. And all you got to do is grab one of the bundles that we have available, and then we'll put you into our chat when we open it up. we're opening it up the week of the 16th of March. No, sorry, the week after
The week
16th,
after March
March
break.
break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm really excited for it. Yeah, we've seen so many transformations in that group, so it's been really amazing. All right. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you have questions, please feel free to unmute yourself or drop it in the chat. I'm gonna stop recording here and then we can do a little Q&A. Let me just